Hey YouTubers, it's Fix It with Biscuit, and we're here looking at this buggy that I'm working on, and we're gonna do some work to the front end, a little bit of work to the rear end. I got to do a little bit of work to the clutch assembly on it, and I'm doing it for a guy that got this on trade, and the person that built it did an okay job. I mean, it's just an oversized go-kart. It is not a really well-built machine. It has a good idea behind it, good bones for the concept, but it's got some stuff that really shouldn't have been done. Like the front end is something to be desired. As you can see here, it's got Polaris shocks on it, which is kind of interesting. Okay. As you see there, it's got one bar going straight up holding the shock. Okay, which if it was just a shock, sure, not a problem. But they made it to where this is part of the steering and A-arm setup. It's crazy the way they did this. This is your spindle. They welded it right to the shock. They welded the steering arms right to the shock. These are two muffler clamps holding the shock for your tension. And watch this. You can see. Let's see. I'm trying to do this. See that Polaris moving. Let's see if I can't get a helper here to give me a hand so I don't move the camera so much. Okay, so go ahead and turn it the other way. Look at that Polaris. It's moving, and you can hear the springs. Yeah, it is just something interesting. The rest of it is fine. I mean, the rack and pinion, you know, it's nice and tight. I've just never seen that done. Usually the way it works is you have another A-arm up here that comes to a spindle, and you have your shock mounted to your bottom A-arm and the frame. So you have your travel. This is got a bottom A-arm that is smaller than it looks to be smaller than a four-wheeler, or maybe it's an older, small four-wheeler A-arm. I don't know. But that's some interesting stuff right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run some bars from here, and we're going to bend them, and they're going to loop up and down to give it a bow. And then we're going to cut this bar out. I'm going to cut it to about here and hack it off and then cap the top of this, because I don't want to mess with all of his steering stuff and all that. And then I'll grind this weld down and get it to where it's nice, and then this will just be a structure piece in here, and then I'll just run a bar off the top of here straight all the way up, linking this back in, and then we'll have the round bar. Oops. Woohoo! Then we'll have the round part, and I'll show you guys more on it when I get to that. And so it's got some good bones. Like I said, it's got CNC pedals. It's got a CNC turning brakes. It's got a 3-cylinder. Is it 3-cylinder, I believe? 3 or 4-cylinder. I'm not sure. Yep. It is the 3-cylinder Geo motor, which it's a really good runner. I mean, it runs really good. As you can see, here's the CNC hydraulic clutch. It needs to be done some work too. They have it zip tied here, and then here they have a washer on this side and no washer on that side, so it can just slip in and out. I mean, you shouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to fix that. And it's got some sway bars back here, I believe that you would call them, that are loose. They're not even, you can see it goes to right there. And they just drilled a hole and tightened it down a little bit. And it's not even, I believe you can hear it. Yeah, it wobbles in there. So we'll get that and straighten it, because you can see it moves this whole rear end. I'm trying to think of what else we're going to do to this thing. I'm not sure why they set up the front like they did. It just doesn't make any sense to me. They did the back pretty decent. I mean, it's got the front wheel drive setup, which is for turning and stuff like that, and I don't know why they didn't use it on the front, the same type of setup. They could have used to where it had front brakes, you know, they could have did all 4 disc brakes around it or whatever, but I didn't build it, so I don't know. So look for, I'm going to be having some more video of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I guess I'm done rambling about this little rail, so stay tuned.